Feels so good to just go and just completely off. But your brain is just going, it's just you, you're just talking to yourself. Hi guys, Mitch here from MJB Seminars, where you liberate, you empower and you inspire yourself to be the greatest example of your creation. Now, have you ever been in one of those situations or an argumentative point where your emotion completely overrides your intelligence and your intellect? Where you're having this blazing argument with someone and you can hear your voice is saying one thing but your brain is saying something else. Your voice is going, you're such a cow, I can't believe you did this, you're so nasty, do you not understand, rah, 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 and your intellect is going, okay, you can stop now, okay, you can be quiet now, in a moment you're going to have to pick up a glass of water and drink down your foot, now you're in repair mode, now you're going to have to go back in 2 hours and apologize, oh my God, stop talking, but your mouth just cannot stop and the emotion is just having waves come over you and you're just completely bombarding the other person. Now, the reason that happens, first off, is because your emotions are actually trying to protect you. They're the primitive part of your brain, trying to protect you, trying to make sure that you're not seen as being vulnerable, you're not seen as being weak, that you're not seen as being overpowered. And that's going on because that part of your brain is specifically designed to keep you safe. But your intellect goes, you know what, this is just way, way too much. You've just gone way overboard. So understand that that's important that actually happens to you in your life, but there's a couple of ways that you need to know how to handle it. The first thing is, when you perceive you're going to step into one of those situations, my recommendation is make sure that you're calm. Make sure that you know what your outcomes are. Make sure that the outcome that you get is going to actually be of service to you. And make sure that you know when it is to actually stop. Or you might even feel that, you know what, right now I probably shouldn't go in here and say anything at all because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to switch on the tap of emotion and it's just going to override my intellect or the intelligent response or outcome that I actually want. So when you're emotional like this, remember guys that your emotions are just trying to say the things in one big flood that you perceive you can't say calmly. Now, so there's a couple of ways to handle this. When you get into the scenario, the first thing is that you want to make sure that you know and you're clear about how you ultimately want to feel as a result of the conversation. And you want to make sure that in being able to articulate to yourself that you know your behavior will change in your delivery. And number two is that you want to make sure that when you're communicating with the other person, you want to know how you want them to feel. Like, do you want them to be empathetic towards you? Do you want them to listen? Do you want them to feel heard and to be also able to express themselves? So number one is you want to know how you want to feel as a result of it. Number two is that you want to know how you want them to feel as a result of the conversation also. Now the third step is to make sure that you articulate yourself in terms of your truth. Meaning, you want to know what your truth is. Your emotion may be gone, you don't listen to me, blah, 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 blah. But truthfully, what you truly feel is that, you know what, I want to have a congruency between you and me. I want to feel that we communicate with one another. And I want to take that communication to another level. That's a fundamental difference between, you don't listen to me, and how about the two of us create a scenario and we reach a crescendo of love and understanding of one another where we actually communicate at a much higher level and you feel safe to communicate your feelings and I feel safe to communicate my feelings. The fourth one is this. Let's say you've gone out and you've had a big blazer and you've gone ballistic. Go back, ask yourself, what's the result you would have loved to have had, and be humble and human enough and emotionally intelligent enough to be able to go back to the person and talk with them instead of at them. Acknowledge the fact that you got emotional, and when you do that you actually step into your power, and then also express the truth in step 3 of what you actually want to get out of the conversation so that you can really, really be yourself and feel empowered and you're not having to grab a glass of water and wash your foot down because of all the emotion you've spilled out on the table. Now, I trust that you've loved this information and that it's going to help you. So I just want you to tell me I want you to go to the comment section, and if you can just do something this week, I just want to do something a little bit funny. I just want you to tell me about some of the times where your emotion has overridden your intellect and some of the stuff that you've done or said that has just been completely blown out of proportion, so we can just have a little bit of a laugh. And we'll take, again, this conversation through to the comment section. If this has helped you or moved you in some way, please feel free to tweet it or flick it forward on Facebook. On top of this, guys, remember, love is the only way, love is all there is, and it's your right to live your life inspired. Take care. Bye-bye.